Yo YouTube, what's going on? It's Angikindslows Senatus, Angie for short. In today's video, we'll be talking about the new FICO 10 and what it means for you. Listen, as you all know, we also want to make sure that our credit is tip-top and in the right shape. Well, in today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the new FICO 10, what it means, and the impact that it will have on your credit. By the way, if you like topics like this, please make sure to hit that like button, turn notifications, and subscribe. I focus on topics revolving around debt, finances, and strategies that you can use to impact your family and move them into the future. If you like topics like that, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. All right, everybody, let's get into this. So one of the unique things about the new FICO is that it has the potential to potentially impact close to 40 million people. What I mean by that is it can either bring your scores up or down. And we'll talk a little bit more about the logic. The logic behind FICO 10 is that it's trying to adapt to the new trends that's happening with consumer spending. You know, so every 5 years, basically, FICO goes through a process of updating its system so that they can get a better understanding as to what's happening with people and how they spend and use their debt. All right. Well, the FICO 10 provides people kind of a snapshot to be able to analyze and see what's going on with a person's particular credit. Some of the unique things that I've actually read is that close to 20 million people may see their scores dramatically go up by like 20 to 40 points. Or 20 million people will see their scores go down by 40 points. And basically what it is that it's looking at a snapshot of a person's particular credit. It goes back into about 30 months. So basically it's trying to give you a basic picture. So if the FICO 8 and the previous FICO strategies gives you a snapshot into someone's credit, well, the idea of the FICO 10 or FICO 10T is to provide everyone with a movie clip, a video. They're trying to know what's going on, what you about to do, you know? And I think that's basically what the logic is. It's trying to give you basically an understanding of, you know, do you pay off your debts? Are you consistent with paying off your debts? How do you spend and your credit utilization, stuff like that. All right, so that's the new strategy that's being revolved around what's happening with the new FICO 10. So there's two different types of FICO scores, a FICO 10 and then a FICO 10T. Now the FICO 10 provides people with data without all of the trended data. All right, so it doesn't provide people with a trend into particular spending habits. It gives the lenders a snapshot into someone's particular credit. So the ultimate question is, when will we start seeing this, the new FICO 10, 10T being utilized? Well, it's not going to be utilized up until probably later on in the summer of 2021 at the time of this video. So basically, you know, we have some time. So what I would recommend for every single person to do is to start thinking about how they're using their credit and being wise and paying down debt. If you're wondering about what's happening overall, if for non-credit related or mortgage related lending, FICO 8 is mostly used right now, and FICO 2, 4, and 5 is mostly used right now for mortgages. All right, so if you're someone who knows what's going on in terms of, you know, where you're at with your credit and things of that nature, well, you want to start looking at that now so you can begin to start tackling some of this debt and figuring out a way to leave a legacy for your family. So the ultimate question is, how will the new FICO 10 affect your credit score? Well, if you're in the 40 million range of people who may get to see their scores go up, well, basically what's going to happen is that it's going to be looking at your overall trends. And if you've been someone who's consistently paying down your debts and eliminating some of your debts and not overspending or overusing your actual credit, well, then it's probably going to increase your score by 20 or more points. Now, if you're one of the 40 million people who may see their scores go down, well, you got to understand, if you're someone who has a pretty decent credit score, but you've been maintaining your balances consistently over the past 30 or so months, then that's probably going to reduce your score. Now, if you're part of the 40 million people who may see their scores go down, well, basically what's happening is that if you're someone who has a consistent credit debt, revolving debt on your credit cards, then that's probably going to be one of the reasons why your scores will go down. And what I mean by that is, if they're not seeing that you're reducing your debts over the past 30 months, then that's probably going to start reducing your actual credit score with the new FICO 10 and FICO 10 strategy. So if one of the key things that I think every single person needs to start doing with the new FICO 10 is start paying down your debts. Even if you're eliminating $100 to $200 every single month, I feel from your credit card debts, I feel like that's the way that you need to go, especially if you want to start improving what's happening overall with your credit. Also, remember, the FICO 10T looks at trends, it looks at habits. So the idea is that you want to make sure that you are paying down your debts and that you're not living with your credit cards and constantly have a high credit utilization. and that you are beginning the process of reducing what's happening overall with your debts. So to be very clear about some things that I know that every single person needs to start doing is: 1, pay your bills on time, period. Stay consistent, pay them off. 2, maintain a relatively low credit utilization. All right, you want to make sure that you are doing your best to maintain a low credit utilization overall with your balances. 3, be mindful about applying for new credit. One of the unique things about the new FICO 10 and FICO 10T is that if you're constantly applying for new credit and you have high credit utilization, then basically what's happening is that you may look like someone who's in distress and who's using the credit to live. So just be very mindful about that. 4, and the last thing is you want to make sure that you keep your old credit cards open. All right. Now there are different strategies. There are different people, Dave Ramsey and other people, that recommend that you close your accounts, cut your credit cards, and be done. Right. Well, I'm going to tell you, if you're someone who struggles with being able to use their credit card, then yes, that is the best strategy. Now, for someone who's developed consistent habits, and I believe anyone can develop the right habits if you so choose, then there's no need for you to actually cancel your credit cards. I use my credit cards for cash back. Period. And I get about $40 to $50 a month in credit card cash back that I then go ahead and proceed and fund into an investment account called I'ma Use Dat. I have a video, an old video that I did a while back, and basically, if you guys are aware, I use my credit card cash back to fund into an investment account that my hope will just be used to just pass on to my grandchildren. So the new FICO 10, you know what's going on, be ready for it. It's coming soon, summer 2021, and then more than likely summer, probably the 2022. Most companies and most lenders will be using that consistently, but it varies, depends on how quickly and how slowly people begin to start moving into the new credit analyzation methods that's being implemented. All right, so take care of what's going on with your credit utilization, stay consistent, and load down your debts, and you got this. All right, as always, stay hungry, stay motivated, stay focused, go and get it.